Hey, numbers. Greetings, YouTube. This is a voiceover video, which I think I'm getting really good at, and it is going under mental health. In this video, I want to talk about manipulation tactics that I think were used against me, and I'm going to try to point them out as I go along. And if you think I'm right or if you think I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments. Okay. Unfortunately, I had to move again, so I hired some movers to help me move, and this is the review I left. It reads, "I so appreciated the friendly service and promptness. Nevertheless, the mover broke the door awning, claiming it just fell, didn't break down the boxes or bring all small items inside. Why? I didn't ask them, because they seemed lackadaisical, and I'm still waiting on an itemized receipt days later that never came." So I gave them a 3 out of 5. Afterwards, I went on to send a text, since that's the way we were communicating, and asked, if possible, if he could please send me an itemized bill. And this is where the trauma begins. Well, I won't say trauma, I meant drama. But this is the reply I received from him. "It's been sent over yesterday, but I see you left a review saying we broke things. You never brought that to our attention. Not cool to shame a small business that helped you out last minute and did everything they said they would do on their end." And I wrote, "I still don't have an itemized statement." This is where I think he's using deflection from me. He's deflecting from what I'm asking him, and he's moving on to the review. He is also trying to shame me for writing an honest review and trying to guilt me by stating that he is a local business and what I'm doing to ruin him. I also never stated to him that I needed help at the last minute and I was in a pinch. I could have very well did it another day and found someone else. Okay, I try to stick to the topic, and I reply, "I still don't have an itemized bill. I checked spam. I was not going to argue with the mover. That's really what's not cool, but okay." He goes on to state, "You never brought the damage to our attention, but yet you go and shame a small local business. Wish it didn't have to be like this. We are a family-owned, Christian-based moving company." Okay, at this point, this is where I feel he is blaming me for not bringing it to his attention, but I am going to admit that later on, as you'll see. But once again, he's also trying to victim shame me by stating that he's a small local business. He wishes it didn't have to be this way. Then he wants to throw in on top of that he's a family-owned Christian-based moving company. Okay, that's supposed to tug at my heartstrings now because he's a Christian-based moving company. When you're wrong, you're wrong. And if I'm wrong, and I'm willing to admit I'm wrong. Just because you're a Christian-based company, I'm supposed to not tell the honest truth on my review when, as you all can see at the beginning, I am one of the top reviewers on Google, and I take my Google reviewing seriously. But, I go on with him. I continue to address him, even though he's not addressing my initial issue of the receipt that I need. But I say, your mover refused to accept responsibility, claiming the item just fell. Okay, I was not arguing with the mover. The movers had to finish the job, and I didn't want any tension between the movers. I asked him again. He told me it just fell on his head. Okay. Screws and all just fell out the wall. But okay, I moved on. But I went on to say, now that you know, you still offer no remedy. The shame is indeed yours. A review can be modified, but my experience cannot. Okay, he still does not address my issue. He goes on again. What are you upset about? I don't understand. You're mad that a piece of blind fell off? I know the maintenance guy personally over there at the apartment complex. Where that apartment complex is preferred, we are the preferred mover. So I can speak with the maintenance man to see if they can place that for you. Little things like that shouldn't matter or something, he wrote. Okay, at this point, he's projecting his feelings of being mad and upset onto me. I was not mad, I was not upset, I was just asking for a receipt. Also, he states I don't understand. That is also a manipulation tactic. He also is not accepting responsibility, saying the blind just fell off. Also, he's saying that he knows these people over here personally, and he's the preferred mover, and he's got all this clout, so he's puffing himself up to me. Okay, he's trivializing what happened by calling it that little piece that can be replaced. I try not to go back and forth with people because it gives me a headache and it's futile. So I just replied, I wish it wasn't like this as well. He comes back with a whole major reply again. I feel like he's trying to drain my energy, but I won't let him. I actually feel drained right now going back over this again, but me and my grandbaby, we do these kind of things where we try to pick out the toxic in situations. Yet this one had so many toxic references, I wanted to share it with all the numbers. He writes, that thing could have very well fell off. It's an apartment complex and they do very little to fix things. So they could have very well just stuck that up there and something as easy as shutting the door could have made it fall off. So if you would like, I can look into getting this replaced for you. I can go speak to the maintenance guys. Okay, right here, I think he's blame shifting now onto the apartment complex. And he also has a haughty attitude, which is also a manipulation tactic. I also didn't like him throwing shit on my apartments where I live at. Okay, he got me a little triggered right now, so I go back and I reply, it's broken. Look at the photo. Do what you can, sir, which is I typed in error, so I reiterated, do what you can, sir. Then I also typed, and I was still willing to tip the movers even though they lollygagged. My review is solid and I stand on it until resurrected. Now that I'm reading over this, I see why my grandbaby say I use old-timey words. But that's the word that came to mind. Lollygagged, because that's what they did. Of course, he has another long-ass reply trying to drain me. And it reads, but just hear me out, just for a second. You're frustrated and upset with the moving company because you said that a piece of the blind was broke and you brought it to the mover's attention and he denied of doing it, but yet you never called the office and explained your situation to let us intervene. Okay, at this point he's projecting again his frustration and being upset with me onto me. I'm not frustrated, I'm not upset. He also states that I said a piece of the blind was broken. Okay, so he's denying my reality. I feel like he's gaslighting me. That's what happened. I had no problem with the rest of his paragraph, so I just wrote touche because I was not going to continue to go back and forth with him. Once again, I tried to get back on topic and asked him, can I please get an itemized bill? This man comes back and tell me, are we going to remove the review? Like I said, very unfair to leave a review and nothing was brought to our attention. I spoke to you yesterday. You said everything was great and the movers were very hard workers. Oh my goodness. I got a Haughty attitude now. He's pushing my buttons. He is working. I reply back after typing and erasing text like 3 times. I finally wrote, if receiving an itemized bill is based on changing the review, you can keep it. Oh my goodness. Let me just back up and say also that he said, are we going to remove the review, as if this is a team effort on my review. But okay, And then he goes on to say, like I've said. Oh, okay. So you want to treat me like I'm stupid. Like I said. Oh, okay. That pushed my buttons. Very unfair. Okay, you're trying to guilt trip and shame me again. To relieve a review when nothing was brought to our attention. He's still talking about the review and the broken blinds, but he's not saying anything about his lackadaisical workers who left all those boxes piled up. He's not saying anything about me compensating him for time that I did not use. He had a minimum. I did not even go over the minimum, was well under, and he still is not addressing my issue about a receipt. How dare he not give me a bill that I am entitled to and try to bargain with me about my review online? That was just totally unacceptable to me, and I was just too done with him. But I still went on. Okay, now at this point, he also made me laugh because he is bold-faced lying now. I never said everything was great and the movers worked very hard. I didn't even hardly talk to him. I just gave him my numbers to pay my bill. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I went on to say I never said those words. Very hard and a laughing face behind it. At this point, I'm running real hot now. I'm running real hot. So I'm firing off texts. If you can look at the time of them, I'm firing off. Yes, I would have modified after restoration for your information. Then I wrote, damn shame is right. How you work hard when I come out and see all those boxes. LOL, whatever. Also, I wrote, maybe use the review to improve your small business, sir, instead of thinking I'm trying to ruin him. Oh my goodness, I was too through with him. I was too through with him. And he was through with me because I didn't receive any more texts from him. And of course, I did not receive a GD receipt. And don't think I'm being a petty queen, but my baby told me I need to go back into amend my review and let them know that he tried to bargain with me about my review. So my review says, after speaking to owner and asking for my bill to be resent, I told him to keep it because I was asked if I would remove my review before receiving an itemized bill. Damn shame. All right, numbers, Gen A, Gen Z. Am I right? Am I wrong? Did I leave something out? Let me know in the comments. Peace.